the DH. Batting 7th is Grayson Garver in left field. Batting 8th is Adrian Marquez at first. Batting 9th is J.P. Hamer in center field. And the pitcher today for the Mustangs in the second game will be Bobby Tolson. Bobby Tolson did pitch in that first outing this morning and was at 29 pitches. So he was, what we figure out was going to be, so they're
total of 110 for the day. So he'll be limited to 81 pitches or so.
He'll be limited to 81, and Shirtliff won't be able to pitch, so probably look if it goes long for Nate Cage to come in. Maybe Adrian Marquez, but probably Nate Cage would be coming in to finish up the ball game. So we will see how this all unfolds, as Evergreen is the visiting team. Fort Morgan once again the home team, as they are the higher seed. This is a 2 against a 4. So the Mustangs a game away from going to the state double elimination tournament in Denver. As Bobby Tolson warms up out on the mound. Still a warm day here. I think it's about, 87, I think it was saying, with a
Yep, right about that.
22 to 25 mile an hour wind out of the southwest. A few high clouds around. Once in a while a cloud come over, give us a little shade, but really not too bad here. If the wind wasn't blowing, it'd be pretty hot. So this wind makes it bearable out here in the sun as we get ready here, as Bobby Tolson still warming up out on the mound. Evergreen went ahead in that last game. I believe they went ahead in the top of the 7th, did they not?
Yeah, they scored. Yep, they scored the 3rd run in the 7th.
In the 7th, so we will get ready to play here, as the leadoff for Evergreen will be Jake Hefeli. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. And he'll be followed by Ben Muscatello and then Ethan Stiles, the DH. He'll be DHing for the pitcher, Jack Hudd. And first pitch is a ball. It's Bobby Tolson, the kick and the delivery, and that is going to be, maybe a little upstairs, a little out. Once again, our vantage point is down the first base line, so we can kind of see the height of the ball, but not the in-out location of the pitch, as Bobby Tolson steps off the rubber, now back on. As he gets ready and the delivery, and that is going to be fouled back out of play for strike 1. So Hefeli batting at only .224 for Evergreen. Evergreen comes in 11-8 overall, 3-4 in their league. That is going to be a swing and a miss, strike 2, as they come in out of the Jeffco League. They actually ended up 6th in the Jeffco League, number 28 in the RPI. Tolson's pitch, and that is going to be a hard hit ball, right through the wickets of Shirtliff out at second. So runner on is Jake Hefeli. Plays that need to be made. Up next is Ben Muscatello and then Ethan Stiles. Muscatello is batting at 269, in 19 games. Tolson checks his runner at first, and that's going to be a bunt to Cage, as he's going to go to second. Got the out there, but not at first. But they do get the lead run at second. So 1 out now. For the Mustangs. So Ben Muscatello now the runner at first. Up next is Ethan Stiles, the DH, going to throw over to first to keep Muscatello close. Ethan Stiles batting at 308. And that pitch is going to be high. 1 ball and no strikes to Ethan Stiles, the designated hitter. Ben Setlak is on deck. Jake Patterson in the hole. As Marquez holds Muscatello on at first. Colson's going to come over. Ball gets away from Marquez for a second, but not far enough for the runner to advance. So once again, the winner here goes on to the state tournament starting next weekend, a double elimination, which I presume will be in Denver. I don't know the location for sure, and that is going to be a swing and a miss by Ethan Stiles. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As Bobby Tolson checks the runner over at first, now the delivery, and that is going to be hit to Shirtliff for 1 at second, and over it got pulled off on the throw from Shirtliff. But the runner was out at second. As that will be a fielder's choice. And out at second. So Ethan Stiles now the runner at first base as we now play with 2 outs. Ben Setlak and pitch over to first, and back safely is the runner Ethan Stiles. As we are now into the 4th batter here, he's the left-hander, and that is going to be a hard hit ball out to right field as McBride keeps it in front of him. So a single by Setlak out to right field. So now runners on at first and second. And that will bring up the number 5 hitter, Jack Patterson. He's batting .333, 1 home run, no home runs. They actually only have 4 home runs on the year. 33 stolen bases. I believe Fort Morgan has 59 stolen bases. That was prior to the first game. That was going to be in there for a strike. I know they had 2 or 3 stolen bases in that first game. But Bobby Tolson ahead here in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled out of play. So no balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Fort Morgan Mustangs against the Evergreen Cougars. As Bobby Tolson looks into Joe Holbeck behind the plate, gets his sign. Now he's going to step off and go through the signs once more. Runners at first and second for the Cougars, and that pitch is going to be swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Mustangs get out of the top of the first on no runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on. So we go to the bottom of the first. The Mustangs coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. Bottom of the first coming up here for the Mustangs is they do not let the Cougars score. The Mustangs will lead off with Joe Holbeck, and then Trevor Shirtliff, Trey McBride, and a theater to reach Nate Cage in the cleanup. So Fort Morgan comes in they come in, they will be now at 16-4 overall, as they defeated Pueblo East earlier today. And before that game, they had 13 home runs, 54 stolen bases, the earned run average 3.19 combined for the pitchers. And Jack Hudd for Evergreen on the hill, and he has a record of 5-2 with a 3.05 ERA in 10 appearances. Joe Holbeck to lead off here. batting at 351. As they wait for Holbeck to step in, and he does. Hud takes the mound, and we are ready for the bottom of the first. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to center field on the first pitch. And that will be out number 1 as he flies out to center field. So that will bring up Trevor Shirtliff, shortstop for the Mustangs, batting at 324. No walks and 2 strikeouts. Does have a home run to his credit now that he got in the first game here today, and that pitch is going to be fisted out to center field for a base hit. So 2 pitches, we have 1 out and 1 single for the Mustangs. They're not waiting on this kid. They're going after the first pitch. That now brings up Trey McBride, right fielder for the Mustangs. He batting at 456. That leads the team. He leads the team in a lot of categories. Runs at 21, hits 26, RBIs 27. And Shirtliff is going to go now. It's going to be, if you call that a stolen base, he was going to go, stopped, and the ball got by the catcher. Shirtliff went up at second. We're going to call that a wild pitch. Now runner in scoring position for Trey McBride. And the delivery, and that's going to be a little nubber. No, it's going to be off the glove of the first baseman. So McBride will be on safely at first. Probably should have been caught.
Right in his glove and just somehow fell out. He jumped for it, and I'm not sure he needed to, and threw off his timing a little bit.
So an error on the first baseman. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Brings up Nate Cage. Nate Cage has 4 home runs on the year. Or that's Adrian Marquez, excuse me. Nate Cage with 1. Shirtliff at second. Right at first, and that is going to be low ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the number 4 hitter, Nate Cage, senior first baseman. Yes, Hud looks to get his sign from Taylor Gray, and that pitch is going to be outside. Because from our vantage point, it looked like it crossed within the strike zone up and down wise, but must have been just a little bit outside. Nice contingent of fans here from Fort Morgan that made the trip over here to the western slope, and that pitch also going to be low and away. So 3 balls and no strikes to Cage. Shirtliff at second, McBride at first. As we play in the bottom of the first. 0-0 score. Cougars had 3 hits that first inning, but did not score. That's going to be in there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now to the cleanup hitter, Nate Cage. So beautiful afternoon here in Palisade, and the pitch, and that is going to be in there, strike 2. Still ahead in the count is Cage at 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. There's a little chatter going over in the Mustang dugout. And the pitch, and that is going to be put in play to the third baseman. He is going to get Shirtliff at first as it went off his glove. But they did get Shirtliff over at first, or over at third, excuse me.
Looks like he actually lost his glove, tagged him with that, left it on the ground and tagged him barehanded. Had to pick up his glove after the play.
So fielder's choice. forced out over at third. So now runners still at first and second now with 2 outs as they bluff a throw out to second. Nobody even covering where McBride was. So up now is Isaac Linker, second baseman this afternoon for the Mustangs. 2 outs now, and that's going to be a hard hit ball up the middle. So they're going to send McBride, and he is going to be tagged out at the plate. So Josh Langford being aggressive out there on the base paths, but did not pay off as McBride was tagged out at home. As he tried to
took a good throw, it's a little too hard. The center fielder got to it and got the ball back in, and wasn't real close.
So no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. We'll go to the top of the second. No score here in Palisade on B106 and B107. First pitch in the top of the second inning is a strike, and that will be to Riker Egan. He's a center fielder, and that pitch is going to be thrown by Egan for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Is playing second base, or center field, for Evergreen. Tolson with a pitch, and that is going to be chopped foul down the third base line. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Lucas Bernanzoni, left fielder, is on deck. Mike Kapner in the hole, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So nice job by Bobby Tolson here to get the first batter of the inning. Up next will be Lucas Bernanzoni, left fielder, as he will bat from the right side. So Bernanzoni batting .349. Pitches outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the 7th place hitter, Bernanzoni. Tolson steps off the rubber. Tolson is at 18 of his 81 that he will be able to go here in the second game. And that ball is going to be pop fly. Looks like to Adrian Marquez at first, and does come down with it. Looked like the wind might have been messing with that just a little bit. But a pop fly to Marquez. For out number 2. And that will bring up Mike Kapner, Taylor Gray on deck. And they're going to put that ball in play to Shirtliff as he gets it over to Marquez for the third out. So 1, 2, 3 inning here for the Mustangs as we go to the bottom of the second. No score on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Palisade High School, it is Fort Morgan plays Evergreen. And Jimmy Keller will be up, the designated hitter. As we get set here to play in the bottom of inning number 2. As they are still throwing the ball around here on the infield. Keller was hit in the first game. Hit him right on the forearm. He was complaining a little bit afterwards that it hurt pretty good, but he's in there batting right now. So he will be up to lead off. And Jimmy Keller on the year is batting at .348 in 18 games. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to center field and caught on the first pitch. So 1 pitch, 1 out. They've kind of been going after him here on the first pitch. as that will bring up Grayson Garver, left fielder for the Mustangs. As we bat through the first time here in the game, and that is going to be hit down to the third baseman. He comes up with it, and out at first is Garver. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Pitcher not having to work too hard here in the second inning, and that will bring up Adrian Marquez, first baseman. For the Mustangs, and the pitch, and that is going to be in there for a strike. So 2 quick outs here on the Mustangs, and the pitch, and that is going to be in there, strike 2. As Jack Hudd, I believe that is his name, on the mound. And the pitch, and that is going to be popped up, and that's going to be out of play. So the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes to the senior first baseman, Adrian Marquez. As the wind continues to blow here in Palisade. And the delivery, and that ball is going to be hit fair down the third base line. That's going to go clear to the fence for Marquez. And that will be a double down the third base line for Adrian Marquez. Now J.P. Hamer up, center fielder today for the Mustangs, as he sat out that first game. He is batting only at 175. As Marquez stands out at second base. Hudd looks back at Marquez. And the delivery, and that is outside, ball 1. To Hamer. And the delivery, and that is going to be inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Marquez stands out at second. And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and miss. Strike 1, as Hudd throws that fastball by Hamer. Joe Holbeck on deck, Trevor Shirtliff in the hole. As they try to keep Marquez close. Hudd's going to go to the plate, and that is going to be ball 3. Ball 2 on strike. As Hudd steps off the mound for just a moment. Marquez still out at second, and the delivery, and that is going to be ball 4. And now that will bring up Joe Holbeck. His second time at the plate. Right now. Cools it down just a little bit. So we have the count in second. And then Joe Holbeck up at the plate. Here in the bottom of the second. And the delivery, and that is scores. We go to the top of 3 with no score on B106 and B106.com. Top of the third inning here, still scoreless, as Taylor Gray will lead off for Evergreen, followed by Hefeli, I believe is how you pronounce that, and then Ben Muscatello. Taylor Gray is number 9, then back up to 1-2 positions in the batting order. As Bobby Tolson with 20 total pitches So he has 61 pitches to work with. Gray, a left-handed batter. And the delivery by Tolson, and that is going to be a hard hit ball out to center field. That's going to get by Hamer, and that's going to get a gap between Hamer and Garver. That will be a leadoff double by the leadoff man, Taylor Gray. So that brings up the third baseman, Jake Hafeli. He is 1 for 1 with a single. Bobby Tolson at 21 pitches has 60 pitches left to play with here before he has to come out the 110 pitch limit. As he checks the runner back out at second. And the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. 1 strike. As the wind kicks up the dirt here a little bit. Tolson, they're going to throw back to second, but back safely is Gray. Tolson back on the mound. Gets the sign from Holbeck. And the pitch as they try to bunt him over to third. Now it's going to be a foul ball back to the fence. So no balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Jake Hafeli. "19 strikes, only 4 balls for Tolson. And Tolson checks the runner back at second, and now the pitch. That's going to be up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Bobby Tolson on Jake Hafeli. Shirtlift goes back to his position. Now that ball is going to be fouled out of play. So the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marquez at first, playing first today for the Mustangs, and that is going to be fouled right at the Evergreen dugout. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the first base coach heads out to get it, and then one of the Evergreen players comes out and grabs it for him. Yes, Tolson ready to pitch and deal, and that ball is going to be fouled out also. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Central Auto Parts, you need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. Tolson checks his runner back out at second. And the delivery, and that is going to be fouled our way right back here behind us. And that will be a foul ball as it hits off the bleachers just behind us. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jack Hudd at 22 pitches, 15 strikes, 7 balls. That was the Evergreen pitcher when he comes up next. Bobby Tolson, that pitch just misses. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the leadoff man, Jake Hafeli. 1 for 1 in a single, his first time up. Tolson with a delivery, and that's going to be in the dirt. Nice job by Holbeck to keep that ball in front of him. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. So Tolson with a delivery, and that is going to be ball 4. So a free pass for Hafeli. And that will bring up Ben Muscatello, shortstop for Evergreen. He is 1 for 1, reached on a bunt. So runners now at first and second with no outs as we play here in the top of 3. And that Ball is going to be fouled over the dugout and out of play. As they get another ball back out to Tolson, and he checks Holbeck for the sign as Holbeck looks into the dugout. Also for the sign and the delivery, and that pitch is going to be hit out. They're going to hope they don't collide, and they go down, but it is caught by McBride. Nice job by McBride. So McBride is down rolling on the ground a little bit. J.P. Hamer standing there, but they do have the out as the Palisade trainers come out to McBride. So we'll have to see what happens here as Trey gets back up to his feet. So we'll see. You're looking down at his ankle maybe.
Yeah, it looks like right now holding his ankle. He's up on his feet, so hopefully he can walk this off.
Palisade trainers out there taking a look at him. But that was the first out of the inning the runners had to hold. So a great play as he caught it and then fell over Hamer. And from where we were with our headsets on, it's hard to tell who was calling who. They were probably both calling each other off and didn't hear each other.
In this wind, it's probably tough.
True.
To get both running at each other, and that wind just
So we'll see if McBride is able to continue. He's looks like he may be headed in. So we're going to go ahead and take a break as well, just a minute here. We'll see what he wants to do. He
may be trying to walk it off.
Maybe trying to walk it off. It looked like he was waving to head coach Josh Langford out there with him. I thought there for a minute he looked like he was going to have somebody come in and replace him, but seems to be walking it off. Isaac Linker, Bobby Tolson all out. Checking on Trey McBride out here in short right field, excuse me. Galen Mechanical Heating and Air Conditioning in Sterling and Company that supports all the area athletes and also offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee. It's call 521-7272 for all your heating and air conditioning. So it looks like he's going to tough it out and stay out there and play. First, we weren't sure what it was. Could have been maybe a knee or whatever, but he seems to be moving on it fairly well. We'll see what happens when he goes to the dugout and has to set and let it stiffen up a little bit. But up next is Ethan Stiles, the designated hitter. He is 0 for 1 on a fielder's choice. And there steps in from the left side. Coach Langford moving the defense around here a little bit. Looks like he's backing up the players. So runner still at first and second with one out. Here in the top of the third, and that ball is going to hit out to left field, and that's going to be off of the fence out in left field, and that will score 2. Oh, they're going to hold him. Nice job out there. Nice job by left fielder Grayson Garver to get that ball back in. It looked like they were going to send 2, but a double by Stiles brings in 1 to put Evergreen up 1-0. And up now is number 9, Ben Setlak. As we have runners at second and third with still 1 out. And that ball is hit hard out to left field. Fly ball. And it looks like McBride is going to come up with it, but they're going to tag. And that will
way to get the job done.
send a runner home. So fly out to right field.
About the same spot as a couple batters back. McBride got taken out. Hammer moved out of the way that time, and McBride was able to make the play. Looks like he's moving all right.
So Jack Patterson now up, as he is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And that ball is going to be hit hard out to center field to Hamer, and he comes down with it for the third out. But the Cougars put 2 on the board. As we go to the bottom of the third with the Mustangs down 2-0 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Palisade, where the Cougars have gone on top. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for Evergreen in the top of 3. So the Mustangs come up now. It will be Trevor Shirtliff, Trey McBride, Nate Cage, and if they are to reach Isaac Linker for the Mustangs, as the wind's still howling here at the ball field. Real nice setting here. Colorado River is just not too far from right field. But you're not going to hit any balls out over right field today. You get it up in the window, it may go out over left field. That's about a 20-foot fence out there in left field.
Yeah, probably. It's a pretty big one out there.
There's a row of houses just on the back side of left field. So I think they're trying to protect the houses out there on out left field. Equitable Savings and Loan, proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. They are available 24/7 for your banking needs. So now Jack Hutt, as we said before, that is his 23rd pitch. And the delivery, and that is going to be skied out to short left field and dropped. You give him a hit on that, or is that a?
I could probably go down as an error. I mean, the wind was blowing around a bit, but it was in the zone for a second and just popped out.
An error on the shortstop. So Trey McBride up at the plate. We'll see if that collision out in center field has any effect on his bat. But he is 0 for 1, reached on an error, and that pitch is hit high and deep. And let's see if that gets out of here. As that will tie it up here in the top of the third. Trey McBride over left field as he the bases. A towering home run over that wall out in left field. The score up 2.
Looks like the wind definitely got behind that one. I thought it was going to be a pop fly to the left fielder, and he just kept drifting back and watched it go over.
So McBride, I believe that is his 8th home run of the season. Have a real good game in the first game, but made up for it there with a 2-run home run over the left field fence. Trying to figure out, the umpire is talking to the Evergreen coach, home plate umpire. Not sure what that was all about. But Nate Cage up at the plate now for the Mustangs. Nate Cage with 1 home run. As that ball is going to be tattooed out to left center field. Nate Cage will get to second base, I believe, as he does get in there standing up. So a nice job by Nate Cage, first pitch hitting, and he knocks it out to left center field.
He made it close. Ball got almost to the wall, and he hooked it in there to second.
And I don't believe they'll run for him. They usually don't. Now they're getting the ball to the pitcher once again. So that will bring up Isaac Linker. As the coach is going to have a little talk here with his infield. Looks like Evergreen is going to start warming somebody up here in their bullpen. Schreffler. To complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. State Farm Insurance. When you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Mullen and Brush. Home, auto, life, health. State Farm Insurance is here for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call today, 842-4555. So Isaac Linker 0 for 1. He flied out his first time up. They're expecting a bunt. They're going to check Cage back at second. I think we said he has 1 stolen base on the year. Really don't see him to take off. The third baseman, they were expecting Linker to bunt as they came charging in from third. And Hud gets his sign. Now comes to the set and the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out to the second baseman, and Cage does not move. He stays at second.
Like Coach Langford was expecting to. Usually any ball hit to the second base. Froze there for a second and didn't think he could go.
Up out there with 1 out now. In the bottom of the third inning, all tied up here at 2. Trey McBride with a 2-run home run. And now at the plate is Jimmy Keller. 0 for 1. He is DHing for Bobby Tolson. And the pitch, and that is a foul ball. We got a player right here in front of us. Kind of tough to see. It was a foul ball. 4 strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to Keller. Yes, Hud checks Cage back at second, and now the delivery, and that is in the dirt. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. As Hud sits at 29 pitches. And the delivery, and that is also in the dirt. Nice stop by Taylor Gray, the catcher. That bounced off his chest protector, and he kept it in front of him. Cage gets a short lead out at second. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit through out to left field. And that will send Cage to third. Keller will get to first. So nice little single through the left side. Now runners at first and third. And that will bring up Grayson Garver. Left fielder. Got an RBI opportunity out there at third base. Garver on the year has only 7 RBIs. Has a chance to get number 8. As Hud with a delivery, and that pitch is going to be outside, ball 1. So an opportunity for the Mustangs to go ahead. Here in the bottom of the third inning, all tied up at 2 with 1 out. He checks his runners. And the delivery, and Keller's going to take off and hit to the third baseman. They're going to get the runner out at first. But safe at second and holding up at third. Holding at third is Cage. Keller goes to second. So runners now at second and third. As we play here, brings up now Adrian Marquez. As that ball's in the dirt for ball one. So two runners in scoring position now for Marquez. See if the Mustangs can take advantage of their situation here with two runners in scoring position. As Hudd with the delivery, and Marquez puts it in play. Slow roller out to the second baseman, gets it over to first, and out at first is Marquez. But the Mustangs tie it up on a two-run home run by Trey McBride to even it up here at 2-2 on B106 and B106.com. First pitch is a swing and a miss to Riker Egan. Struck out his first time swinging. And now down in the count 0-1 here to start the fourth inning. And that ball is skied. Looks like Marquez, no, they're going to be at the mound. Nate Cage with the catch as he calls off Bobby Tolson. Dicey play, especially with that wind. The two pitches, one out as Lucas Bernanzoni, left fielder, comes up. He is 0 for 1 on a flyout. Captain on deck, Taylor Gray in the hole. And that ball is going to be hit out into short right field and caught. Nice running catch by Isaac Linker from his second base positions. He runs out into short center field. Out number 2. That's kind of tough. He turned his back and was running out there and reached out. I think he had his hand turned over.
Yeah, he and Shirtliff were right there, and he just had the angle and pretty easy.
So up next is Mike Kapner, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Bobby Tolson sitting at 40 pitches. And the delivery, and that is going to be hit out between center field and left field, and that will go clear to the fence. And Garver will get the ball back into Shirtliff. Yes, Kapner gets now that will as he bats in from the left side. So let's see if the Mustangs can get out of this inning without any runs. And that is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike one. No balls and one strike to the catcher, Taylor Gray. Tolson checks the runner out at second. Looks trying to chase him back. Oh, okay, they called time at the plate. Taylor Gray stepped out. Yes, Tolson was taking too long on the mound. So no balls, one strike with 2 out here in the fourth, and that is going to be in the dirt. Nice job on the stop by Joe Holbeck. That ball was just to his left and in the dirt. That easily could have skipped to the backstop and advanced the runner to third. Tolson to the set, checks the runner and the delivery, and that is going to be also low in the dirt. So Joe Holbeck doing a nice job there behind the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Bobby Tolson now sits at 44 total pitches. And the delivery, and that is in there for a strike. As Taylor Gray stood there and watched him go by, it's now 2-2, 2 outs. 2-2 the score. As you can say, twos are wild here on the board as Tolson steps off the rubber. Gray back into the batter's box. Bobby Tolson back on the rubber. And runner out at second is Mike Kapner after he hit a double out to left center. And that's another one in the dirt. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. On that fastball from Bobby Tolson. As he looks in, gets the sign from Holbeck. And the delivery, and that is going to be a hard hit ball out to left field, out to right field. And McBride's going to throw it home. And they safe as he gets in under the tag. It was a high throw. Holbeck thought he had him. But the run does score from second. So a single out to right field. And that will put Evergreen up now 3-2. I believe we have a courtesy runner at first base. And that is number 36. I do not have a number 36. So we don't know who that is for sure. We did not get a lineup from, well, we got the lineup but no extras in there. He is not on the roster that we have. So we will bypass that. Let me look on the back of this. We may have it back here on another sheet. It's 1 ball and no strikes. And Tolson ready to deliver as he has a man at first. Checks the runner at first. He's going to throw over. Then the ball's going to get by, and it's going to be enough to get the courtesy runner over to second. We're going to go ahead and leave it at Taylor Gray since we don't have a number for number 36. Or what'd they do? They brought the runner back for some reason.
Not sure if they had called time before and the play was dead.
So, runner back at first. Bobby Tolson looks into Holbeck, and now the delivery, and that ball hit hard out in left field for a base hit. So now runners now at first and second. We'll bring up Ben Muscatello, the shortstop. He is 1 for 2, a bunt and a fly out. Tolson looks in, now the delivery, and that is going to be a big swing and a miss by Muscatello. 3-2 Evergreen as we play in the top of the 4th. Tolson checks his runners, now the pitch, and that is going to be fouled back to the fence. No balls and 2 strikes now on Muscatello with 2 outs. See if Fort Morgan can get this last out and get out of this inning without any more damage done. Tolson with the delivery, and that must have been just outside. Because height-wise, it looked pretty good. Tolson checks his runners out at first and second. And now the delivery, and that is a hard hit ball. It's going to be up the middle. And Hamer comes up with it, and they're going to go home with it. And it gets by Holbeck, but nobody else can advance because the Tolson was backing it up. So a single by Ben Muscatello brings in another run. So the runner did score from second. Now runners at first and second. We do have a new batter. Andrew Stevens is now the DH instead of Stiles. And that ball is skied way up. It's going to be to Garver. And the wind played heck with that one, but he did come down with it. Nice job by Garver for the third out. But the Evergreen Cougars put two more up on the board. Is 4-2 Evergreen as we get ready to play here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The 9 1 and 2 hitters for the Mustang, J.P. Hamer, Joe Holbeck, and Trevor Shirtliff. Two up here for the Mustangs as they look to try to get even in this game. As they tied it in the bottom of the third, and then the Cougars got two in the top of the fourth. They go back ahead 4-2. As JP gets set in the batter's box. Jack Hudd is sitting at 35 total pitches. And the delivery, and that is going to be in the dirt, ball one. As the wind continues to blow out of the southwest. With the kick and the delivery, and that is going to be taken by the first baseman, and he does come down with it as he runs in on the grass. So Hamer gets under it on the pop-up for one out here in the bottom of the fourth. That will bring up Joe Holbeck, followed by Trevor Shirtliff. If they're to reach Trey McBride in the hole. Holbeck 0 for 2 of 2 flyouts for Holbeck. And that's going to be a bouncer to the third baseman. He waits for it to come down, then he airmails it into the bullpen. So we're going to see if it goes in there, they're going to award him second base, I believe. Yes, as it went out of play. So an error all the way on the, was that the third baseman that came in or the shortstop? I think it was the shortstop that.
Yeah, I think it was a shortstop that ended up taking it.
But he airmailed that thing to. So Joe Holbeck now out at second on the error. That brings up Trevor Shirtliff. 1 for 2, a single and an error as he puts it over to the third baseman. And Holbeck will take third.
Nice play by the third baseman. I thought that was getting down the line, but he dove back towards third base and was able to make the stop and get up and make the throw. Probably would have been standing on third right now.
Good play over there on the third baseman, but that does put Joe Holbeck in scoring position with Trey McBride up. His last time up, he did have a home run. 1 for 2 is Trey. And the pitch, and that ball is hit somewhere. I'm not sure where it came down at. It came down out of play. So no balls and 1 strike to McBride. With Joe Holbeck standing at third. 2 outs here in the inning. Fort Morgan Mustangs occupy the third base dugout. And that is going to be a line drive out into left center field, and that will bring in Holbeck, and McBride will end up at second. So McBride with his third RBI here in 2 innings. Brings in Joe Holbeck from third. So they get one of those runs back. Now 4-3. Did the umpire get hit, or did he, when he turned, second base umpire is.
I didn't think the ball hit him. Or if he caught his knee, or
might have twisted his knee of the Palisade umpires are taking a look at him. He might have maybe had to twist out of the way of that ball. Nate Cage will be up when we continue. A couple more sponsors here that make these broadcasts possible. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. During your visit, you can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing licenses. Find everything you need at low prices at Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. Looks like he's going to be a gamer and going to stay out there. Do have 3 umpires here at the field. I guess they have, from what we understood talking with some of the coaches over with Fort Morgan, over here on the western slope, they have enough umpires for 3 umpires for regular season games. And I know out on the eastern plains it's tough to even get 2. So apparently an abundance of umpires here on the western slope. But Nate Cage up, he is 1 for 2, a fielder's choice and a double.
Somebody's come in to run for a courtesy runner for Trey, and I can't see who it is. Maybe Dylan Woods again. That's who was courtesy ran for him in the first game, but I haven't been able to see a number.
That first pitch was a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch, and that is going to be a hard hit ball out to left field. And they're going to, I think it's, he is going to slide in safely, and I think it's Dalen Knapp. Let's see. Austin Apple was the courtesy runner. 4. So Nate Cage with a single. The score now 4-4. And it looks like they may be changing pitches here, or pitchers. So we will take a 2-minute break here as they change pitchers, all tied up at 4 on B106 and B106.com. Pitching change here at Palisade High School. Hud goes out giving up 8 hits, 1 walk, 4 runs on 43 total pitches. The new pitcher is going to be Paul Schreffler, a sophomore with only 1 appearance and no record. Isaac Linker up to the plate, 0 for 2 on a flyout and a ground out. And Nate Cage standing at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, all tied up at 4. Linker does step into the batter's box. And Schreffler checks with his catcher as he checks Cage over at first. Schreffler with a delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. Gets ahead in the count, no balls and 1 strike. As Linker looks down at head coach Josh Langford in the third base box for his sign. Schreffler comes to the set and the delivery, and that is going to be high, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. To Isaac Linker. Schreffler checks Cage over at first, comes to the set and the delivery, and that is in the dirt. As Linker moves his foot out of the way to keep from being hit. Bailey Mechanical Heating and Air Conditioning in Sterling, a company that supports all the area athletes and also offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Just call 521-7272 for all your heating and air conditioning. At the set, and now the delivery, and that is popped way out of play to the over the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Isaac Linker. Cage gets about a 2-step lead at first. With the set is Schreffler, and now the delivery, and that ball is going to be popped up on the infield, and going to come down with it is the second baseman. But the Mustangs do score 2 as they get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on. As we go to the top of the 5th, the Mustangs and Cougars all tied up at 4 on B106 and B106.com. 4-4 here at the championship game of the District 3 tournament, and the winner will go on to the double elimination tournament that will start next weekend, next Friday, I believe, in Denver. As the leadoff will be Ben Setlak, followed by Jack Patterson and Riker Egan. Bobby Tolson still on the hill for the Mustangs at 54 total pitches. 41 strikes, 13 balls. So done a nice job so far here for the Mustangs this afternoon. That pitch is going to be low and in the dirt, ball 1. But Trevor Shirtliff does have, I believe, about 12 pitches left in him. And that ball is going to be get down between left and center. So Setlak will lead off with a double as he gets the gap between Garber and Hamer. And now up will be Jack Patterson, first baseman, 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. But we play with no outs here in the top of the 5th. As Setlak gets his lead out at second base, and that pitch is going to be there for a strike. 1 strike. As the wind continues here in Palisade, Tolson looks back at the runner, now the delivery, and that is going to be fouled. It's going to go out of play. So no balls and 2 strikes. So driving around here, it looks like there's a lot of little peaches on the trees over here, so come August, it might be a good time for people to come on over for a little trip and pick some peaches over here at Palisade. Also have some wineries over here as well. And that pitch is going to miss for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jack Patterson, first baseman, batting from the right side. And the pitch by Tolson, and that's going to be a hard hit ball to Cage as he's going to wing it over to Marquez. Nice job on Marquez to dig it out of the ground. Not a good throw by Cage, but Marquez does come up with the ball and the out at first and holds the runner at second. So ground out to Cage, goes 5-3 to Marquez. So 1 out now. As he is held up, and now there's going to be another. It's going to be a ground rule double as Riker Egan hits the double, and that will put Evergreen back up on top now, 5-4. So the Mustangs catch up, and then they fall behind. But they are the home team here. So it looks like they may be having a batting change. We'll see their home plate. The umpire is meeting with the head coach. So we'll see if they have a batting change up go on here. Rominger Jewelry and Gifts is the leader in Northeast Colorado for diamonds, jewelry, watches, and expert jewelry repair, located in downtown Sterling. So it looks like number 13 will be batting for Bernanzoni. We'll insert Tommy Murphy into the lineup there and see if he comes into play. Tommy Murphy batting at just 091. That first pitch misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. As Tolson checks his runner out at second. Riker Egan after he hits a double. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. One in for Evergreen as they've taken the lead again 5-4. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Holbeck with a nice job to stop that ball from getting by him to the backstop to let the runner advance. So Tommy Murphy in for Bernanzoni. Tolson with the delivery, and that is going to be fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tolson ahead in the count.
Who you guys broadcasting?
And that is 65 total pitches, and that is going to be a hit out to left field, and that will score Egan. And Sarvo lets it get by him, and Murphy is going to go to third. He's going to turn around and come back. Now they might get him tagged out, and they will tag out Murphy at second for the second out. I think he probably should have just headed on to third, but he will get credited for a single, or probably should be credited with a double.
Yeah, he rounded second and got probably 15 feet off and didn't think he'd make it. Decided to turn around
come
and
back. So Tom Murphy is also out.
Heads up by shirt lift to look and see where he's at instead of just firing to third.
So now 2 outs with a runner with no runners on. They do get another run across. It's now 6-4. Seems like the runs are coming in pairs for both teams. And that pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. To the number 8 hitter, Mike Kapner. And that pitch is going to be hit out to Trey McBride out in right field. He does come down with it for the third out. But the Cougars put 2 up on the board. They do it on 2 hits, 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th with the Mustangs behind now once again 6-4 on B106 and B106.com. Going to the bottom of the 5th, the Mustangs down 6-4. It is still Paul Schreffler on the hill for Evergreen. We did have a different batter. Tommy Murphy had come in and batted in the top of the 1st. I did not see that he has come out onto the field. I can't see who went back out to right field. But up for the Mustangs will be Jimmy Keller, followed by Grayson Garver, and then Adrian Marquez. As the pitcher receives the ball from the catcher, as he walked it back out to him. But Jimmy Keller is up for the Mustangs. As we await the first pitch here at the bottom of the 5th, see if the Mustangs can answer once again with 2 runs of their own or more. And the pitch, and that is going to be inside as Keller turns away from it. 1 ball and no strikes to Jimmy Keller. Schreffler 6. He just did come in, so he's only at 6 pitches. But his delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. So a good game going on here in District 3 regionals here in Palisade as Evergreen, the number 4 seed, Fort Morgan, the number 2 seed in the championship game. And that ball is going to be hit up the middle, and we'll see if Keller makes a big turn, and then he will go back to second, or go back to first, excuse me, as he hits that single to center field. So that will bring up Grayson Garver, left fielder. We'll see if they want to play some small ball and try to butt Keller over to first or over to second, and if they're just going to go ahead and hit away. But Keller gets his lead from first. About a 3-step lead as Scheffler steps off the mound now. Garver steps out. That's why Scheffler stepped off the mound. As Garver waits his first pitch from Scheffler. And the delivery, and it was going to be a bunt attempt, and missed was Grayson Garver for the strike. So behind in the count now, no balls and 1 strike is Grayson Garver. Sun makes an appearance here once again. It goes behind, or a few clouds floating around, does provide a little shade once in a while, but not a real bad afternoon. That wind blowing from behind us, blowing up off the river, kind of cools it down a little bit. Scheffler with the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. Try a new breakfast bowl or delicious breakfast burrito with your Willow Coffee or tea. Check out the new gift items, open 6:30 to 6, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 7 until 2. Stop by 921 Ensign Street in Brush today. And now they're going to have umpire was talking to Grayson Garver. I'm not sure what that was all about. Looks like Nate Cage warming up over in the bullpen for the Mustangs. But Scheffler with a delivery, and that is going to be punched out to left field, and we'll see if he comes down with the left fielder. Does come down with it, so Keller back to first for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. And that will bring up Adrian Marquez, first baseman for the Mustangs, followed by J.P. Hamer and Joe Holbeck. As Scheffler checks Keller at first, comes to the set, and now the delivery, and that is going to be inside. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. Colorado Plains Medical Center, accidents and illness strike day and night, and every second counts. As a level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center is ready to handle any type of emergency. So Scheffler takes a look back over at first. Keller with about a 3-step lead. And now the delivery, and that ball is going to be hit to the third baseman at second and off to first. They're going to say he is safe at first. But Garver is, or not Garver, that is Keller out at second. But Marquez on at first on the fielder's choice. As that went from the third baseman, as he went third to second. So Adrian Marquez stands at first base with 2 outs. J.P. Hamer at the plate. If he gets on, Joe Holbeck. As the first baseman might have pulled himself a little bit, pulled a muscle in his left leg on that last stretch. But Adrian Marquez at first. So we'll see if Hamer can put the ball in play, get a hit here to keep this inning alive. And the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. And the 9th place batter, J.P. Hamer. Hamer, only a sophomore. So he'll be back next year for the Mustangs on the baseball field. As Schreffler comes to the set. And now the delivery, and that misses, could have been inside. Height-wise, looks pretty good from where our advantage point is. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Hamer and the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss as Hamer falls behind in the count with 2 outs. Evergreen gets to 4 as they have put 2 across in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Schreffler comes to the set, checks Marquez at first, and the delivery, and that pitch is going to be fouled out of play. So the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coach Langford at the third base coaching box, excuse me. Grant Harden at first. Marquez takes his lead from first. So the 1 ball, 2 strike count to Hamer. And Schreffler with the deal, and that's going to go in the dirt and past the catcher, and that will send Marquez to second on the wild pitch. So now a runner in scoring position for Hamer. If he can connect here and get a single, because Marquez will be taken off on the crack of the bat. As we play with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mustangs look to get back even here once again. And the delivery, and that is going to be put in play down the third base line to the third baseman. Comes across, and they're going to call him safe. Hamer safe at first on the infield hit. And why did Marquez not run? Marquez is standing at second base. I'm confused by that. There's 2 outs. But Marquez stands at first or at second.
I'm not sure why he didn't move up. He said he should have been running on contact. Yep, 2 outs. He must have
thought they were going to tag him or something. I don't know.
I guess it's possible. He didn't want to run into it, but
that was the third baseman. I mean, he could have been. He was already in the process of throwing to first. He should have been to third. Coach from Evergreen having a little chat with the first base coach. But still safe at first is Hamer with the infield single. So Holbeck up as he is 0 for 3. Nice time to get a hit here as Schreffler steps off the back of the rubber. Holbeck back into the box. And Schreffler checks Marquez out at second. And the set and the delivery, and that pitch is going to be hit wide of the first baseman, and he's going to mess it up, and now the bases are going to be loaded. I'm not sure they would have got Holbeck anyway. So we'll give Holbeck a single. As everybody does advance now. So the bases are loaded now for Trevor Shirtliff. As the catcher walks out partway to talk with his pitcher. Hilltop Garage, if you're ever in need of a tow or lock your keys in your vehicle, write this number down and keep it in your vehicle or on yourself. 522-5757. Bank of Colorado is proud to support local sports and academics. There's only one Colorado and one bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here. We're not just a bank in Colorado, we're Bank of Colorado, member FDIC. So Shirtliff puts the ball in play. He's going to hit it to the shortstop, and they're going to force Holbeck at second. So the Mustangs come up empty here as we go to the top of the 6th inning with the score Evergreen 6, Fort Morgan 4 on B106 and B106.com.
work hard, play hard, work hard, play
6-4 Evergreen as we have a pitching change. As that will be Nate Cage now on the hill. And it looks like third base will be Jacob Ortega. So Nate Cage on the hill for the Mustangs. See if we can get you some numbers for Tolson as they get ready to play. Not quite yet as they throw the ball around here. So Bobby Tolson has 2 strikeouts, gives up 12 hits, gives up 6 runs on 70 pitches, 52 strikes, 18 balls. So he had, 11 pitches left, I believe. He said he had 81.
Right.
Combined with the first one this morning. He also does give up 1 base on ball, only 2 strikeouts. But all the runs are earned. So that brings up Taylor Gray. And then Jake Jacob Felly, and then Ben Muscatello. Yes, Gray works in from the left side. He is 2 for 2, a double and a single, and that pitch is in there for a strike. And Cage in his pitching this year is 2-1. He has a 7.38 ERA in 6 appearances. And the delivery, and that ball is going to be fouled to the screen on the right side, left side. So Cage gets ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. As the Mustangs look to hold Evergreen here to no runs as they are down by 2 to Evergreen, 6-4. And the delivery, and that is going to be fouled down the third base line. So Cage is making him swing as they move Garber over a few steps in left field. That's a tough sun out there, I would think, for Garber, looking right into the sun out in left field. But Cage with the delivery, and that is going to be in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the 9th place batter, Taylor Gray. Then it'll be Jake Felly and Ben Muscatello. And the pitch, and that misses, could be outside or inside from our vantage point, but that will be a ball. Evens the count now at 2-2. Cage looks in to hold back for the sign. Now comes to the set and the delivery, and that is going to be too Shirtliff at short as he comes across, and a wide throw, so that will put Gray to second, I believe, as it went out of play. So I believe that will send him to second. So an error on, you can give him an error. You think he'd have had that anyway or not? That's probably an error on Shirtliff.
Yeah, it was going to be a tough play, but I think he should have had him, and I'm not sure why he's not moving up.
I do not know either. I don't know what. Yes, Cage. Taylor Gray at first, and the batter is Jake Felly.
I see some chalk on the mound in the in the bullpen, and I'm wondering if it's on the home plate side of that chalk, if it's still in play, and if it's on our side of the chalk, if it's out of play. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's a possibility because it does turn and come this way on the fake grass there on the mound. And that ball is going to be hit over the head of Ortega at third, and that will send Taylor Gray around to third. So Jacob Felly with a single out to left field. So now runners at the corners. This is what Fort Morgan couldn't afford to do, already down 2, as they have no outs and 2 on, do the Evergreen Cougars. And that will bring up Ben Muscatello. 2 for 3, a bunt, a fly out, and a single in his 3 appearances. So Marquez to hold Hafeli close at first. So Cage comes to the set and checks his runners. And the delivery, and that is going to be up over the head of the catcher, and sliding in on the score is going to be Taylor Gray, and then taking second is Hafeli. So Gray will come home on the wild pitch. So runner at second now makes the score 7-4. As the count stands at 1 ball and no strikes. As the Evergreen Cougars have a man warming up here in the bullpen just in front of us here. But Nate Cage steps off the bag once again. As he checks Shirtliff out at second. As Cage, with his foot on the rubber this time, looks back out at Jake Hafeli out at second. Cage with the delivery, and that is going to be in the dirt. 2 balls. 2 balls and no strikes. And that is to Muscatelli. Nate Cage checks the run, and now the delivery, and that ball is going to be hit out to Hamer out in center as he comes down with it, and advancing to third. Backing up the play is Cage. But on the out, they do get the runner to third. As JP Hamer comes down with the catch. So that is only the first out of the inning here. So a runner sits at third in Jake Hafeli. Is this number 32, Andrew Stevens, as he pinch hit last time. He is 0 for 1 on a flyout. And the delivery, and that is a swing and a miss. Strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike. As Evergreen has a runner at third, and they have a 3-run lead here in the top of the 6th inning. As Cage steps off, as Stevens steps out. The delivery, and they're going to bunt it up the third baseline. They're going to come home, but safe is going to be Hafeli on the bunt by Stevens. So now Mustangs down 4. Jack Patterson now, Ben Setlak, number 9, left-handed batter at the plate for the Cougars, as the Mustangs have fallen behind 8-4 here. 2 more runs in this inning, and that is going to be a foul ball down the third base line. As Cage gets ahead, or falls behind. It's 1 strike. Ball on there, we'll change that. So no balls and 1 strike as Cage gets ahead in the count. And the delivery, and that is going to be high and away, ball 1. Nice job by Joe Holbeck to get up out of the crouch and stop that from going to the backstop, or Stevens would have been at second. As Cage checks the runner at first. Comes to the set. And time called at the plate as Cage took too long. Trying to see if the Stevens was going to take off from first. And the delivery, and that is going to be up and away also. Two balls and 1 strike. So Nate Cage with 15 total pitches, 9 strikes, 6 balls. As Cage checks the runner once again at first, comes to the set and the delivery, and that ball is going to be outside. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. So he's going to have to come in, make him hit the ball, make your defense play some defense out here. Can't just put them on without giving your infielders or outfielders a chance. So Cage with the delivery, and that also misses. Ball 4. So now 2 runners on, and that will bring up Jack Patterson. Patterson is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, flyout, and ground out. And looks like Josh Langford coming out to have a talk with the infield. Is Shurtleff going to pitch for? No, I don't believe so. We know Shurtleff has 12 pitchers left. I believe they
7 pitches left, yeah, for today if they need him for a few.
I think it's more of a pep talk out there. We'll see if Cage continues, and I believe he will. B&J Plumbing can handle all your plumbing needs from clogged drains to a major construction project. Just give them a call at 522-3828. And Cage does stay on the mound, but runners at first and second with only 1 out. The Mustangs are down 4, 8-4 as we play in the top of 6. With Jack Patterson at the plate, and that ball, was that a foul? Okay. So a foul ball at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. As the runners do hold up on the foul. Cage looks at his runner back at second. And now the delivery, and that is in there, strike 2. Nice pitch there by Cage. Riker Egan on deck, Tommy Murphy in the hole. Cage checks with Holdback for his sign. And now checks the runners. And Cage continues to hold. Now the delivery, and that ball is fouled out of play. So no balls and 2 strikes still on first baseman Jack Patterson. As Evergreen has another pitcher warming up here in the bullpen. They're going to throw back to first, but back in safely at first is Setlak. See if Setlak is, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be stealing when you got a guy at second, unless they have a double steal. So Cage out at on the mound, checks his runners at first and second. Now the delivery, and that misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. When the Mustangs come up in the bottom of the 6th, they will have some work to be done, and a strike 3 called for out number 2. So that will bring up Riker Egan. He had a double last time up. He is 1 for 3. Strikeout, a flyout, and then the double. Right-handed batter facing Cage. Runners at first and second. And the delivery, and that is going to be upstairs. Holbeck comes out of his stance to bring that ball back down. 1 ball, no strikes. To the 6th place hitter in center field, Riker Egan. As Cage looks into Holbeck, Holbeck gets his signs from the dugout. As Cage with the delivery and the strike call. So 1 ball, 1. Riker Egan standing in there at 1 ball, 1 strike count. As Cage with a delivery, and that is going to be upstairs also for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. As the ball gets away from Cage. CHS Grainland, your full-service co-op that's farmer-owned. Go to chsgrainland.com for information on grain, feed, energy, and car care. Plus, they offer free market alerts. Cage with the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 2. Count evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mustangs down 4. 8-4 in the top of the 6th. Cage with a delivery, and that ball is going to be hit up the middle for a base hit. And they're going to send him home. And scoring the ball was off out at the mound by Marquez. So on that single, Mustangs go down another run. As that ball is up the Mustangs down 9-4. So Nate Cage continues on the mound with 27 pitches. And up for Evergreen is Tommy Murphy. Cage checks his runners, now comes home, and that is going to be up and away, ball 1. The winner of this game will be playing next week in Denver at the double elimination tournament, a weekend before the finals take place the following weekend. But right now, Fort Morgan has a lot of work to get done as they are down by 5 here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. And that ball is, what did they call? I'm not sure what happened there. They go back to 2nd and 3rd.
Somebody must have called time.
But they're at 2nd and 3rd on
unless they called a balk.
Oh, that's a possibility, but runners are at 2nd and 3rd.
I didn't hear him say anything, but
well, I heard the pitch, then it lands out in center field out there, and then the runners got to stay at 2nd and 3rd, and the batter is still at the plate with a 1-1 count. So it had to be a balk call. And that pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So I had lost track of the ball for a minute. I thought maybe it had gone out of play, and then I saw the outfielders really didn't make a play for the ball, and it landed safely out there, landed on the ground, so it had to be a balk call. So 1 and 2, and that ball is put into play to Linker as he comes to first for the out. And that is how the inning will come to an end. On the ground out to Linker as it goes for 3. Go to the bottom of the 6th on B106 and B106.com. Bottom of the 6th, and the Mustangs have work to do as they are down 5, 9-4. And we will let Trey McBride start it off here, as McBride is 2 for 3 in error, a home run, a 2-run home run, and a double. And pitching still is Paul Schreffler with only 20 total pitches, 15 strikes, 5 balls. As the first baseman and the catcher the catcher and the third baseman have met out at the mound. Kusky Oil Company delivers fuel and propane for your farm and home. Just stop in or give Butch a call at 886-2121. They are proud supporters of all the area athletes. So McBride needs to get things started here and try to get some of these runs back here in the bottom of the 6th. as Schreffler now steps off the back of the rubber. McBride back into the batter's box. And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Like he was out in front of that ball. So no balls and 1 strike to the big right-handed batter, Trey McBride. And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss as McBride mad at himself, hits the bat on the ground. Encouragement from the coaches and from the team over in the dugout, and that ball is low in the dirt as McBride lets that one go by. Now as the catcher is going to come out and talk with the pitcher once again. EC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for just any old frozen water. Get AC Ice. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the delivery, and that is going to be upstairs, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So McBride now back even on the count. As Schreffler looks in for the sign. And now the pitch, and that is going to be popped up. And it looks like the third baseman is, I believe that's the third baseman that takes that. Excuse me. As that is the first out here in the 6th inning. So now Nate Cage at the plate. On deck is Isaac Linker, in the hole Jimmy Keller. Nate Cage is 2 for 3 at fielder's choice, a double and a single. And the pitch by Schreffler is up high as Cage ducks down out of the way. So it feels like it may have cooled off here just a little bit this afternoon, not quite as warm as it was earlier, but the sun's still shining brightly with a few clouds floating around. And the delivery, and that is what's going to be maybe outside, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes to the cleanup hitter Nate Cage. Yes, he is now pitching for the Mustangs, and that is going to be in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to the pitcher for the Mustangs, Nate Cage. Do have a few seniors that may be playing their last game here this afternoon if they don't rebound from where they are right now. That is going to be ball 3. So Joe Holbeck is a senior, Trevor Shirtliff, along with Dalen Knapp, Adrian Marquez, Nate Cage, and the pitch, and that is going to be strike 2 as Cage watches the ball go by. It looks like Trevor Shirtliff's warming up in the bullpen for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and that is going to be grounded down, foul down the third base line. Continues at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This will be the 7th pitch of the bat for Cage. And the delivery, and that is going to be put into play out up the middle as the shortstop came across. Looked like he might make a play on it, but Cage safe at first. So a single up the middle for Nate Cage. As that gets a runner on, and now they're going to have a courtesy runner, and that is going to be Dylan Woods. Will be the courtesy. That's the first time I've seen a courtesy runner, I believe, for Nate Cage all year. But Dylan Woods, the courtesy runner, as he gets his lead from first. With one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Mustangs down 9-4. That's going to be a swing and a miss by Isaac Linker. On deck is Jimmy Keller, the designated hitter, and then Grayson Garver, the left fielder, in the hole. As Woods gets his lead from first. Schreffler takes a look over, goes home with it, and that's going to be low and in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Linker. Linker is 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out. Now it looks like Adrian Marquez warming up over in the bullpen for the Mustangs. Yeah, Schreffler deals, and that is going to be up, and they're going to throw down to first, but back safely is Woods. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Isaac Linker. As Dylan Woods takes the lead from first. Schreffler checks him and goes home with a pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out and over the head of the center fielder, hits at the base of the wall, and Woods is going to be held at third on Linker's double. So the Mustangs making a little noise here in the bottom of the sixth. And they now have 2 runners in scoring position with Jimmy Keller up. And are they going to have a pitching change? Looks like they're changing. Coach for Evergreen is talking to the home plate umpire. So it looks like we're going to have a change of some types. We'll go ahead and take a break and then be back with more of the action here on B106 and B106.com. Had a little technical difficulties here at the field, but it looks like they have changed pitchers, and that is going to be Riker Egan that is now going to be pitching for Evergreen. As the numbers, we will get the numbers for the previous pitcher. That was Paul Schreffler. Gives up no runs on 5 hits. Pitches 39 total pitches, 24 strikes, 15 balls. Does give up 5 hits and no walks. So on at first is Keller. I believe he got on by the walk. So the bases are loaded now for Grayson Garver once they get things ready to go here. As it will be Riker Egan I believe the pitcher went out to center field. So Egan is 2-1 with a 3.09 ERA. And the pitch is going to be in there, strike. And the center fielder is going to be Jay Caffelli. And the delivery, and that is going to be low and outside. Ball one ball and one strike. As we play here in the bottom of the sixth. And that is going to be low, ball two balls and one strike. And the delivery, and that is going to be low. Nice backstop there by Taylor Gray as he keeps that ball in front of him. That goes to the backstop. Dylan Woods would have scored. The Mustangs need to get some runs here in the bottom of the sixth. Close this up a little bit with one out. They are down 9-4, bases loaded, and that ball is going to be fouled out of play. So the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. One out, bottom of the sixth. 9-4, Evergreen. And the delivery, and that is going to be hit down the third base line. The third baseman takes it, comes to first for the out. So Garver will be out, but a run does score to make it 9-5. So ground out from 5-3. The runners do move up to second and third. So Keller at second, Isaac Linker at third, with Adrian Marquez at the plate. And the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the 8th place batter, Adrian Marquez. He is 0 for 2 with a walk, a ground out, and a fielder's choice. And that is going to be outside ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. With the new pitcher on the hill, Riker, and his pitch. And he comes home with it, and that's in the dirt. Ball 2 balls, 1 strike to Adrian Marquez. Just about time I think it's going to settle down. It picks right back up again. But Egan with the set and the delivery, and that is going to be upstairs. Ball 3 balls and 1 strike. As the catcher does a little footwork there around the plate. Egan with the set and the delivery, and that is going to be up ball 4, so bases loaded once again for the Mustangs. As that will bring up, let's see if they have a pinch hitter or not for Hamer. It doesn't look like they're going to let him go ahead and bat. With the bases loaded and 2 outs. So Marquez occupies first, Keller at second, Isaac Linker at third. As the runners get their leads, Egan with the delivery, and that is going to miss maybe a side for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. As Egan works fairly quickly here with the bases loaded and the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the 9th place batter, J.P. Hamer. Joe Holbeck on deck. And the delivery, and that is going to be in there, strike 2. Curveball falls in there for a strike. So count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mustangs down 4, 9-5, and the pitch is going to be a swing and a miss by J.P. Hamer. As he gets out looking. But in the inning, the Mustangs do score 1 on 2 hits, but 3 left on. As we go to the top of the 7th, Evergreen 9, Fort Morgan 5 on B106 and B106.com. 9-5 as we go into the top of the 7th inning. Nate Cage still on the hill for the Mustangs. He is at 31 total pitches, 19 strikes, 12 balls. Up to bat will be Mike Kapner, the second baseman, followed by Taylor Gray and then Jake Haffelli. Kapner is 1 for 3, a ground out, a double, and then a fly out. So the Mustangs need to hold Evergreen scoreless here. They will need to score at least 4 to tie it in the bottom of the 7th. Cage with the delivery, and that is going to be low, ball 1. Marquez still at first, Linker at second, Shirtliff at short, and Ortega over at third. And that is going to be a hard hit ball out to left field to Garver. So to left starts it off for Evergreen. That will bring up Taylor Gray. A double, a single, and an error. As Evergreen warms up a pitcher here in front of us in the bullpen. Taylor Gray, the catcher for the Cougars, with a runner at first in Mike Kapner. Cage checks his runner and comes home, and that is going to be outside. Ball 1 ball and no strikes to the 9th place batter, Gray. He'll be followed by Haffelli and then Muscatello. Unless they hit into a double play here, Muscatello will not bat. That pitch is going to be low and outside once again. 2 balls, no strikes from Cage. 35 total pitches, 20 strikes, 15 balls. As Cage comes to the set, checks his runner and goes home. And that is going to be up and away once again. Ball 3, 3 balls, no strike. Cage, a senior here on the team for the Mustangs. As he comes to the set and the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike, crossed at the knees. As Kapner gets his lead from first. Cage with the delivery, and that is going to be low, ball 4, so 2 on and no out as we start the top of the 7th. And Jake Haffelli comes to the plate, 3 for 3. 3 singles and a walk. As he steps in from the right side. On deck, Ben Muscatello. On deck, they're in the hole, Andrew Steed. Nate Cage with the delivery, and that is going to be inside as Felly turns away from the pitch. Runners take their leads from first and second. Mustangs down 4, 9-5 here in the top of the 7th inning. That ball is going to be low and in the dirt. Papa Murphy's Pizza uses the only freshest ingredients, dough made daily from scratch, and freshly grated cheese. Your only job is to bake it. Come in today to pick up your fresh pan pizza. Call ahead to order 522-800. And the delivery, and that is going to be a ball. It's going to be up, so 3 balls and no strikes. So he's in danger of loading the bases here with another walk. This Cage comes to the set. And the delivery, and that is going to be well inside for the ball. So the bases are loaded. Here comes Josh Langford out of the dugout. So we'll see what happens here. We will take a break here and then be back with more of the 7th inning on B106 and B106.com. Some changes here defensively for the Mustangs is Trevor Shirtliff is going to come back in and pitch. We believe he has about 12 pitches left for his count for the day, but Grayson Garver will remain in left field. JP Hammer in center. Jacob Ortega now moves from third to right. Nate Cage will go back to his normal position at third. Isaac Linker will move to short. Joe Holbeck at second. Adrian Marquez will remain at first, and Trey McBride back behind the plate once again for the Mustangs. So this is pretty much the normal lineup when Trevor Shirtliff pitches. As we have no outs with runners at the corner. Or bases, excuse me. So we'll see if Shirtliff can get a strikeout, get something here so they don't get any more runs across here in the top of the seventh. Mustangs already down 4. Shirtliff with a pitch, and that is going to miss, possibly outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Shirtliff with a delivery, and that is, must be outside. They look, height-wise, they look good, but 2 balls and no strikes now to Ben Muscatello, the shortstop. And the pitch. And that is fouled over the backstop for strike 1. So the wind makes its appearance once again. And that is going to be ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. That is the 4th pitch. We believe he has 12 left when he started. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to left field. And that will bring home 1. And bases will remain loaded, but a single to right field will score 1. Ortega did a nice job getting the ball in to keep that to just 1 run, but now down 10-5. As that brings up Andrew Stevens, the DH. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strike 1. To the third place hitter, Andrew Stevens. 1 for 2, a fly out and a bunt. And the pitch, going to be strike 2 swinging. No balls and 2 strikes. Still no outs here in the top of the 7th. So the Mustangs will have work to do to try to win this game. That is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out of the inning. So that will bring up Ben Setlak, right fielder, 2 for 3, a single, fly out, a double, and a walk. Yeah, Shirtliff with a delivery, and that ball is going to be fouled down the third base line. Gets ahead in the count, 1 strike. As the infield plays in, as they need to try and cut off any runs whatsoever. And the delivery, and that is in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Sitting at 10 pitches. So he can finish out the batter. If he does, it requires 12. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit by the second baseman out into right field. Ortega gets the ball into McBride. But 1 run does score. On that hard hit single out to right field. So now 11-5. As that is pitch number 11, so he can go ahead and pitch to this next batter, I believe, as long as he hasn't hit his magic mark. And that should be Jack Patterson, the first baseman. Base is still loaded. The Mustangs down 6, 11-5. And that ball is hit out to left, out to center, out to Hamer. Does come up with the catch, but that will tag and move up a base to bring in another run. 12-5. As all the runners do move up. And that was pitch number 12, so we will have another pitching change. So we'll take another break here as they switch pitchers here for the Mustangs, and they're down 12-5 on B106 and B106.com. Adrian Marquez on the hill now for the Mustangs. He is 0-1 with a 4.65 ERA. And in there for a strike to start off the batter, Riker Egan. He is 2 for 4, a strikeout, a flyout, a double, and a single. So Marquez looks in, and time is going to be called at the plate by Egan. So runners at second and third. Setlek out at second, Ben Muscatello at third. (12-5) Evergreen. And the pitch is going to be a high fly ball. Let's see who's going to call for it. Going to be Hamer. Drops the ball on the error. Could have been the third out of the inning. But an error and a run scores. I believe everybody, they get 2 on that?
Yeah, they were moving.
Okay, they got 2 on that. So
They were moving on contact, and we're running hard.
So that's 2. So, well, they only got 13-5. I thought it was 12, but that pitch is going to be in there for a strike to Tommy Murphy. Now they have it up there 14-5 as Evergreen has plated 5 runs here in the top of the 7th for the 9-run lead. And Marquez with a pitch. A foul ball at the plate. I was trying to see. I'm not sure that's Tommy Murphy up there. It might be number 12. But we'll just leave it at Murphy for right now. With a runner at first in Riker Egan, and the pitch is going to be in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vernon Zoni has come back in. I'm not sure how they do that. He had been out, I thought. No, he was still playing left field. Anyway, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Is that foul ball goes out of play. Cage now at first. Isaac Klinker over at third. Trevor Shirtliff back at short, and that pitch is going to be hit out to right field, and Jacob Ortega comes up with the ball as they will try to get him at third. He is safe, but that lets the runner advance to second. Nice job by Ortega, but gets the runners advanced out to second and third. So runner at second and third as Tommy Murphy goes to second on the throw. So still 14-5 as Marquez on the hill for the Mustangs as he is pitching to Mike Kapner. And that is in there for a strike. That would have been, or the play before it, it would have been the third out had Hamer not dropped the ball. And the delivery by Marquez. That's going to be a hit out to Ortega, as that looks like that will plate 2 more on that single. So the pitching has gone away here for the Mustangs here in this second game. As we have Kapner now at first. 2 came in, and that makes it now 16-5 as Adrian Marquez on the hill. So unless the Mustangs can make a gallant effort here in the bottom of the 7th, their season will come to an end here this afternoon in Palisade in the championship game of the Region 3 District Tournament. As now we have a new batter in for Taylor Gray, and that is going to be Gabe. Pronounce that for me.
Shalabitz, maybe?
Shalabitz. We'll go with that. First pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Gabe Shalabitz. And the pitch is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Ball, 1 strike. As we play here in the top of the 7th. And the pitch is going to be outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. With a runner on first, Mike Kapner. The delivery, and that is going to be hit out to Ortega. It's going to be over his head as it falls to the ground. And they're going to hold Kapner at third. Got a single out to right field. Now we have runners at the corners in Mike Kapner at third and Gabe Shalabitz at first. And now we have another. I didn't catch that number of the batter. Maybe, but I don't believe it's J.K. Hefeli. We had a runner before, a batter before, I believe, that we didn't have a number for. I'm not sure what's going on with the catcher there and the coach, but I cannot tell what that number is. It almost looks like a 36, which we do not have. So we will leave it at Jake Hefeli. And that is going to be low in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. To the batter, Ben Muscatello is up next on deck. As the Mustangs are down 11, 16-5. Do have 13 hits in the contest, but just cannot get the run across. And that was... did it hit him?
I thought it looked like it was outside, but it looks like it hit Trey's throwing hand, but
maybe he had batter interference or catcher interference.
Yeah, that may have been it.
So we're going to go with catcher obstruction, and everybody stays at their bases, so the bases are loaded. With Ben Muscatello up at the plate. And that is going to be a hit down the left field line. It's going to be foul. So we go here 16-5. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ben Muscatello, the shortstop for Evergreen. As it looks like Evergreen will advance to the tournament next weekend. That is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the third out here. And go to the bottom of the 7th, but Evergreen has 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on. So we go to the bottom of 7. Mustangs down 16-5 on B106 and B106.com. Mustangs have a lot of work to do here if they want to try to get even with Evergreen as they are down 16-5 as we play in the bottom of 7. And it looks like Joe Holbeck still in for the Mustangs. He will bat. Trevor Shirtliff on deck. Trey McBride in the hole. As it looks like the Mustangs are down to their final half inning here of the season, but have had a good season. Did it 16-4 as they were second in the Colorado 7 League, first in the tourney. And that pitch is going to be a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Holbeck. And the delivery, and that ball is popped up on the infield. And coming down with it is the shortstop in Muscatello. So 1 down. As Trevor Shirtliff comes to the plate for the Mustangs, he is 1 for 4 with a single, reached on an error, and 2 groundouts. And that is going to be in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. As Evergreen has dominated this game as they put 7 runs up in the 7th inning. That ball is going to be away as that ball skips by the catcher to the backstop. They have 16 runs on 22 hits, 3 errors, and 10 left. Fort Morgan 5 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors, and 12 left. And that pitch is going to be in there. Strike 2 to the senior shortstop slash pitcher, or pitcher slash shortstop for the Mustangs. And that pitch is going to be up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we are at 2 hours and 41 minutes, and the pitch, and that is going to be up, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count on Trevor Shirtliff with Trey McBride on deck. Nate Cage in the hole. I believe, Nate Cage is still in the game. Nate Cage in the hole. And that is going to be hit out to left field. It's hit deep off of the wall, and Shirtliff is going to hustle it in to second, and he is in safe. They're going to call him safe. I think that's a good call as he slides in to second base on the double. So a double by Trevor Shirtliff to left field will bring up Trey McBride. McBride is 2 for 4, the 2-run home run, a double, a flyout, and also an error. As the first baseman go talk to the pitcher for just a second. Now they're going to retreat back to their normal positions, but 1 out here. Mustangs down 11, or down 16-5, down 11. As Trey McBride at the plate. Riker Egan delivers, and that is going to be hit up the middle for a base hit, and they will hold Shirtliff at third. So the Mustangs trying to make a little noise here in the bottom of the 7th. And that will bring up Nate Cage. Cage on the day is 3 for 4. As we have a courtesy runner here for McBride. And that will be that Connor Fajardo, I believe. Number 16. Connor Fajardo is in as a courtesy runner for McBride. So we will get that taken care of. The pitch to Cage is going to be low, ball 1. So runners at the corners. Fajardo now at first for McBride. Shirtliff at third. As Fajardo gets his lead and delivery, and that is going to be put into play to the third baseman. They go to second for 1. They go to first for the double play, and that brings this game to an end. So the Mustangs season comes to an end as they fall 16-5 in the championship game here in the District 3 championship game. So we will take a break and then be back with the post-game show on B106 and B106.com. The Fort Morgan Mustangs post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. Well, the Mustangs fall hard here in the championship game as they lose at 16-5. The Cougars win it on 16 runs, 22 hits, 3 errors, and 10 left. Mustangs had 5 runs on 15 hits, 2 errors, and 13 left. The hour time of the game was 2 hours and 45 minutes. Cougars get on the board first in the third inning, put 2 up on the board. Then the Mustangs respond with 2 of their own in the bottom of the second. The Cougars then put 2 more in the top of the fourth. Fort Morgan answers once again with 2. Yeah, that was 4-4. Then Evergreen kind of runs away with it after that. In the 5th inning, Evergreen puts 2 up on the board. And then in the 6th inning, they put 3 up on the board. The Mustangs answer with 1. And then Evergreen puts 7 up on the board for their 16 runs. As the Mustangs come up short here, had a good year, but come up short here in the championship game.
Yep, the big difference is Evergreen was able to get to our relievers, and we weren't able to get to theirs once their starter went out.
Right, and we had 13 left on. I think we had the bases loaded a couple of times and couldn't bring them in. So congratulations to Evergreen as they move on to the double elimination tournament now next week in Denver. Our Fort Morgan Mustangs player of the game is brought to you by Transwest Chevrolet Buick, Northeast Colorado, now located in Fort Morgan and Sterling. Stop by and take a test drive. They have a great selection of new and used vehicles, or browse our website, transwestchevroletbuick.com. And we are going to go with multiple players of the games here, as this is their last game for the seniors. And that will be Joe Holbeck, Trevor Shurtleff, Dalen Knapp, Adrian Marquez, Nate Cage, and I believe that is everybody. I hope it didn't leave anybody out. I believe that is the seniors. We're going to name them as our players of the game as they go out on a winning season, as they finish up the season at 16-5. But I would like to thank some of our sponsors for the making these broadcasts possible this year. The starting lineup is brought to you by Cargill. The opening pitch is brought to you by Ingmar Phillips Insurance. The first Fort Morgan run of the game is brought to you by Morgan Federal Bank. The post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. And the Mustang player of the game is brought to you by Transwest Chevrolet Buick. And that's just to name a few of our sponsors. I would also like to thank our sound engineers and producers for the year, Tristan Reyes and Julie Garcia. I'd like to thank my partner here today, Eric Nickel, as he made the trek with me over here to the Western Slope. Just thank everybody that helps put these broadcasts on, and thank our sponsors for their what they do for us, and be sure to go to their businesses and tell them thanks for being able to sponsor Fort Morgan Athletics. So once again, the final score here, the Mustangs fall 16-5. This is Brian Nick along with Eric Nickel. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs baseball on B106 and B106.com. Good night, everybody.